Fellow builders, please welcome TWILIO co-founder and CEO, Jeff Lawson.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Signal! Wow, it is so great to be back. A huge welcome to all of our customers, our developers, our partners. It is so good to see you all here today. We have a fantastic keynote in store today with inspiration from great customers like Procter & Gamble and Intuit. We've got big product announcements and some, as always, great live demos of what you can do. And of course, this keynote is just the start. Because over the course of the next 2 days, you're going to get over 200 content sessions full of new ideas. We're going to have amazing speakers like Simu Liu and Michelle Obama. Yeah. And of course, the opportunity to engage with over 50,000 attendees, builders just like you. But first, I wanted to start off by saying thank you. Thank you so much for being here to our live, fully vaccinated, socially distanced audience. Thank you, everybody. Thank you if you're watching at home. Thank you for spending time with us today. If you're at a viewing party, thank you. But most of all, thank you for constantly making us better. We are so inspired by what you have built in this last year, by the creativity of how you have solved some of the biggest customer engagement challenges that we all faced during this pandemic. You know, overnight, you completely transformed the way your companies connect with your customers. When the world locked down last year, we started to see this massive digital acceleration. In fact, did you know that the average company's digital roadmap was accelerated by 6 years? 6 years in just the first 12 months of the pandemic. That's amazing. It was like the Olympics for builders, and build you did. In just this year alone, we've seen the over 240,000 customers that we have in over 180 countries engage using Twilio like never before. Everything from startups like DoorDash and Lyft to enterprises like Ford, H&R Block, Philippine Airlines, NatWest, NYU Langone, and ISVs like Braze, Klaviyo, and Zendesk. And collectively, the apps you built have powered 25 billion phone calls, sent 127 billion text messages. That's double what you did the year before. You sent over 1 trillion emails. And at our peak, that was 5.8 billion emails in a single day. We routed over 500 million interactions on Flex, our contact center platform, and delivered over 10 trillion with a T, trillion customer data events with the Segment CDP, the #1 customer data platform, and the newest addition to the Twilio family. But here's the thing. Each one of those calls, texts, data events, emails, they represent a connection to a customer, a relationship that you're building. Now, we are inspired not just by what companies are building, but what the people are building. The over 10 million software developers who built these apps that powered over 1 trillion human interactions last year. People like Naomi Quinones, an ESL teacher, who built a multi-translation app so she could send communications to her students in their native language. Now, we're also, of course, inspired by our partners, the companies who built the tools that help companies to transition from on-prem to the cloud for their contact centers or to shift their engagement models because of COVID. Strategic partners like Deloitte Digital, who in partnership with Twilio helped move one of the world's largest banks from their on-prem and into the cloud. Now, of course, we're also inspired and humbled by the more than 7,000 nonprofits and the developers who work with them, who use Twilio to build for good, like the Norwegian Refugee Council, who built a digital contact center to help displaced people find safety in more than 40 countries around the world. Now, obviously, One of the greatest social challenges of our time is getting the world vaccinated. And that's why TWILIO.org, our social impact arm, is committed to helping 1 billion people get vaccinated. And we are well on our way. By partnering with the organizations who are using our products and funding, we've already helped more than 300 million people get vaccinated. But that's not all, because today I am incredibly excited to announce that we're providing $18 million in grant funding to support vaccine equity globally, supporting organizations like Gavi, who is sourcing the vaccine doses, or UNICEF, who is building the vaccine distribution networks around the world, and Save the Children, who is providing trusted information to build confidence in this vaccine. We're so proud to be supporting these organizations. And if you are interested in getting involved, we've got a way for you to help. Visit our brand new Code Exchange for Good. It's our open source hub for social impact applications. Check it out, contribute, use that code, and we are grateful. We're grateful for every builder who is working on these amazing problems around the world. Because really, that's what building is all about. That's what developers, partners, executives, that's what we all have in common. We're all builders. And that's why we started Twilio, to unlock the imagination of builders, to provide this platform that enables you, the builders of the world, to quickly and easily take your ideas and turn them into reality. And 13 years ago, when we started Twilio, you started unlocking your imagination by building apps that communicate using our communications APIs. But we've heard from you that it's not just communications that you want to tackle, it's all of the experiences that you have with your customers. And so you have brought us to somewhere bigger to help you tackle customer engagement. And we're supporting you, our builders, like never before, by investing in our customer engagement platform. And it starts with the fundamentals. Things like trust, scale, reliability, compliance. Building those things into our platform so you can deliver amazing experiences for customers that they need. And trusting Twilio means being able to focus on your business, creating value for your customers, fully confident that Twilio is always one step ahead, with top-tier availability, a relentless dedication to privacy, and enterprise levels of security. But in talking to so many of you over the past 18 months, I've heard that trust between you and your customers, and trust between you and all the various governments of the world, has evolved. And that you need to really manage where data is stored. And now that your customers are more global than ever, you need to know that wherever your customers are, you're delivering an amazing experience. And that is getting harder and harder to do. So today, I am really excited to bring an announcement to you, our first announcement of the day. And it's actually the biggest architectural change in Twilio's history. And we're calling it Regional Twilio. Going forward, there is not just one Twilio in the world. In fact, there are multiple independent instances of Twilio running around the world. And because of that, you get lower latency because you can talk to the APIs where your users are. You get the ability to have a backup plan if you need to fail over. And you get the ability to manage data residency in the way that you need, or your customers need, or governments need. Put the data where you need it to be. And you get access controls so you can restrict who at Twilio has access to any of the data. Now, regionalizing Twilio has been a massive initiative for us, and we've been working on it now for several years. But I'm excited to announce that we've got our first 2 regions launching this year. Twilio Voice is going to be launching in Australia and Ireland in Q4, and Regional Segment will let you store your customer data and process it fully in the EU. But this is just the beginning, because next year we've got messaging, Flex, and everything else coming to regions all around the world. And we can't wait to see what you build on top of regional Twilio. But the other thing that I've heard by talking to so many of you over the last 18 months is that this digital acceleration is impacting your businesses. That's obvious. Pretty much everybody has been surprised by how much your digital strategies have evolved and succeeded because of this great digital acceleration. However, it's not just your businesses that have been accelerated because of the pandemic. It's also affected the digital giants, Amazon, Google, Netflix, Facebook. Their businesses have also been accelerated because of this pandemic, and they are bigger than ever. Think about it. As a consumer, are you buying more on Amazon now than you were 18 months ago? Are you streaming more on Netflix than you were before the pandemic? I bet the answer is yes. We all rely on these companies now more than ever before. And the reason is because the experience just feels natural, easy, and it gets better the more we use it. That's why my Amazon homepage and your Amazon homepage are completely different. That's why my Netflix recommendations are so good that I'll probably just keep watching that next Star Trek series. And that's definitely why I will not let my kids use my Spotify account, because I do not want them to screw up my recommendations. I do not want to listen to that shit. So why do these companies have this flywheel that's accelerating them forward while all of us are struggling to just do this digital thing at all? I mean, customers I talk to say they've poured millions of dollars into a bunch of apps that promise to help companies have this great digital presence. Yet after years and millions of dollars spent on all those apps, still those digital leaders are gaining ground. Why is that? Well, I'll let you in on a little secret. Do you think Amazon just bought a CRM and plugged it in and hoped for the best? Hell no! They're building this. That's how they can create these experiences that become so familiar, so good, and get better and better and better over time. They're able to do this because they have so much first-party data. And they use that data in real time. This isn't ye old weekly batch process or people running around with CSV files. No. This is sophisticated real-time streaming data and lots of it. Think about it. There's a reason why the most advanced data processing technologies have come out of these companies. And then they use that real-time data. They use it to build profiles of us with everything we've clicked on and everything we've scrolled through and everything we've bought and everything we've returned. And they use that profile, that understanding of us, to then personalize and connect and engage across all these new products, across all these new channels, whether you're on the website, on a mobile app, or in Alexa. And then the data that comes out of those interactions feeds back and makes all your future interactions even better. Now, these digital leaders, they've spent years, probably billions of dollars, hiring some of the best engineers in the world and the best data scientists in the world. And what they've ended up with is that each one of these companies has basically built their own customer engagement platform. Now, they don't call it that, but that's what they've built. And this gives them the ability to take all this data and engage with customers across all of those various digital channels and personalize them in real time so the experience just keeps getting better and better and better. And then those platforms enable more teams within the companies to create more experiences, like a great contact center or marketing and sales experiences that are personalized. And then the data feeds back into this platform that helps that flywheel spin faster and faster and faster. So that's the key. That's how they build such strong relationships with us, and they're winning because of it. So good for them. They're winning. But the problem that I hear with this from so many leaders that I talk to is they're worried. They're worried that if the digital leaders are building these great, super personalized digital relationships built on mountains of data that lets them personalize these experiences so much, then will those few companies become the gatekeepers for everyone else? Do you want to have to pay Amazon a cut of every purchase because they're acting as the middleman? Do you want to pay 30% tax of all your revenue to Apple? Or have to keep reacquiring your own customers because Facebook and Google are auctioning their attention off to the highest bidder, probably your competitor? Hell no. You want to own your customer relationships. You need direct relationships with your customers. You need to acquire a customer once, delight them with a great experience, and turn them into repeat loyal buyers. That's why the whole direct-to-consumer market has been exploding. Great companies know you have to own your data, own your relationships, and own your future. So if you want to own the relationship with your customers, you too need to build it using a customer engagement platform that's as good as the one the digital giants have. Now look, we get it. You may not have an army of data scientists or the massive budget or the runway to go do this all yourself, no. But you still need a platform just like the digital giants, but it's probably too hard to build yourselves. And so we asked ourselves, Twilio, we're a platform company. We've delivered the world's best platform for messaging, voice, email, video, and more. And now with Segment, the #1 customer data platform, aren't all of these the ingredients of a great customer engagement platform? Isn't our business delivering on the promise of the platform, one that makes you better, that lets you build, that unleashes your creativity? Isn't that what Twilio was born to do? Yes! So that's why today I want to share with you all the next evolution of Twilio. Introducing the Twilio Customer Engagement Platform. We're taking the things that these best-in-class companies have built and we're turning them into services that every company can use to build personalized digital experiences so you can own your customer relationships. The Twilio Customer Engagement Platform enables you to own these relationships really with 3 things. First, channels. Engage your customers on all the digital channels of their choice. Second, engagement apps. Connect your teams with the modern engagement apps that you use to connect with your customers, like Flex for the contact center and Frontline for sales, and a brand new one that you'll be hearing about later today. And third, personalization. Engage using real-time personalization at scale on every one of these channels. So with the Twilio Customer Engagement Platform, you finally get to own your data, own your relationships, and own your future. Now you're going to hear a lot more about this customer engagement platform today, starting with how we can help you engage on all the digital channels. So now I'd like to bring up SOUMYA SRINAGESH, the Vice President of Global Messaging here at Twilio. SOUMYA!
Hello, Signal. I'm SOUMYA SRINAGESH, Twilio's Vice President of Global Messaging. I've been at Twilio for 7 years, and this is my 8th Signal conference. I've loved every one of them. I work with the world's largest customers for messaging every single day. And my customers sent 100 billion messages in the last year alone. I can tell you, that's unprecedented. Here at Twilio, we've spent the last decade building the world's most sophisticated platform for messaging. And that's why leading brands choose us as their trusted partner. Like Twitch, who uses Twilio messaging to authenticate millions of global consumers. And Klaviyo, who partners with Twilio to build customer engagement applications for 70,000 customers worldwide. And many of you have chosen Twilio too. Thank you for trusting us now and for the future. We are all committed to messaging because it's the most effective way to engage your customers. When I remind customers like you that 97% of messages are read within 3 minutes, we all agree. It's an aha moment, and it's why messaging is critical to our businesses. But when I talk to you, I also hear that you want to keep up with compliance, but don't have the massive resources to do it properly. Or that you're frustrated when your messages don't reach customers and they're screaming into the void. Or that you're committed to innovation, but don't know how to apply new technologies to your business. In other words, the world of messaging has gotten much more complicated. That's why I believe the new decade of messaging needs a new platform. And today, I'm proud to announce Twilio Messaging X. Twilio Messaging X is our next generation platform. It focuses on trust, protecting consumers from the growing dangers of spam and security, quality, delivering every message quickly and reliably, and choice, innovating in new channels and customer experiences. These simple ideas are why you already love us here at Twilio, but now we're leveling up in every way. That's a massive promise, but here at Twilio, we've proven that we're in it for the long haul, and that's one of the reasons why you want to work with us. Now, I mentioned that one of the biggest challenges in messaging is trust. When I receive that spam message, the first thing I do is smash that block button and get annoyed. And the last thing you want is customers blocking your messages because they're annoyed. And that's why we work tirelessly with our carrier partners to verify our traffic, ensuring your messages don't end up in that spam folder. And Twilio Messaging X features mission-critical capabilities like message body redaction and advanced opt-out, allowing you to stay compliant while delighting your users with valuable messages. Now, here's the part you've been waiting for. Today, we're taking our biggest step forward yet, and it's called Trust Hub. Trust Hub offers a single place to register for compliant phone numbers within Twilio Messaging X. And we're the only truly programmable partner. That's why we're announcing our Trust Hub APIs. These allow our ISV partners to harness the power of Trust Hub into their customer applications. Twilio Messaging X is the only platform with these capabilities. And Twilio Messaging X customers using Trust Hub have seen a 10x decrease in blocked messages, ensuring billions of messages are correctly reaching their end users. I know that this is the future of global messaging. High trust with Twilio Messaging X. Twilio Messaging X also raises the bar for quality. We can do it because we have the largest data set for quality in the entire industry. And our unique machine learning algorithms use that data to rebalance our workloads every 75 seconds. That's right, every 75 seconds, so you don't worry about drop messages. This is our secret sauce, and it works. We proactively detect 97% of issues before our customers or carriers have even noticed the problem. Solving problems before you notice them? That's the Twilio Messaging X promise for quality. And it's why our customers include the world's biggest ISVs, financial services institutions, and retailers. But wait, there's more. What keeps me so excited is all of the new choices that we're able to offer you. Some of you want to message your customers on SMS or MMS or WhatsApp or Facebook or your own special cocktail of all of them. And Twilio Messaging X is your one-stop shop for all of these choices. Now, think about finding a new business online. If you're like me, your first step is to Google it. That's why we're announcing our newest choice, an integration with Google Business Messages. This allows consumers to start a conversation with your business directly from a Google search result or a Maps listing. Now, when I look for that business online, it's just a click away. So imagine you're messaging customers on SMS or MMS and Google and Facebook. Do you separately want to design and program all of those experiences? Of course you don't. That's why we're announcing our Content API. The Content API is a really powerful tool. It allows you to create message body content once and then share it easily across every channel in Twilio Messaging X. All of these choices can make things very complicated, but Twilio Messaging X handles the complicated stuff so you can focus on delighting your customers. Trust, quality, choice. That's why I believe Twilio is your partner for the future of messaging. We're providing the building blocks to set you up to be wildly successful. See how our Trust Hub APIs help you easily register for compliant phone numbers. Scale your messaging applications backed by our unique quality algorithms. And innovate with creative new choices like Google Business Messages and the Content API. We cannot wait to see what you build with Twilio Messaging X. Finally, I'm excited to welcome back Jeff and our very, very special guest, CEO of ServiceNow, Bill McDermott, to talk about our fantastic messaging partnership.
Thank you, SOUMYA. Thank you, Bill. Welcome, everybody. Bill McDermott.
Great to see you, Jeff. Thank you. Hi, everybody.
Yeah. Great to have you here, Bill. Let's just start off by talking a little bit. I mean, you're a legend in the industry. So how are you thinking about better serving customers in this digital era, right? Like, tell us about how ServiceNow is helping to connect the dots between the whole service experience and building more personalized engagement across an enterprise.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I think it's time for the experience revolution. What do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, in the last 3 years, businesses have spent $3 trillion on digital transformation. Yet only 1 in 5 projects has actually delivered a positive ROI. And you say, what's going on out there? Separate systems, everything siloed, teams unable to collaborate. These 20th century architectures have held us back for a half a century. It's time for change. At ServiceNow, we consider ourselves the platform of all the other platforms. How do you bring together people, processes, and systems in a way that enables great employee and customer experiences? Some people like to call us the control tower for digital transformation.
I like that.
Who am I to argue?
It's interesting that you've got the customer experiences and the employee experiences. And how are you going to serve customers if it's not with great employee experiences too, right?
Exactly. And I think the big news today, and first of all, thank you, because you are bringing the energy. Bringing the energy, man.
Thank you, Bill.
And it's kind of like Gartner just issued a hypothesis on the market that half of the large enterprises in the world will have disconnected customer experiences throughout the year 2022. Jeff and I sat down at a table in Idaho at a meeting. We looked at each other and said, it's time for change.
We gotta
Let's
fix
do something about it. So we basically said, wouldn't it be nice if customers could have a frictionless experience? If we could bring SMS and WhatsApp and all you do and all ServiceNow does to the ServiceNow platform to give customers those breathtaking experiences they deserve. And for the first time, we're doing something about it. So with your help, you lead the experience revolution, we give you the technology, and we win together. How's that sound?
Yeah. And so this partnership, this is a unique partnership for ServiceNow, from what I understand. Let's talk about this and how it's going to work for customers.
Very unique. So everything is built on trust. Everything is built on trust. So I always said it was the ultimate human currency. And we have the trust. And we have basically said, we take your technology, this SMS and WhatsApp app capability, and for the first time, we're building that into the Now platform. So with ServiceNow, you can get all of these services built in. The experience is already set, the engineering's already done, and we're ready to roll. So let's go. Twilio and ServiceNow, we're changing the world, and we're doing it together. Thank you, my friend.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all very
Bill
much.
McDermott, everybody.
I'll see you, brother. Go get 'em.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much. Thank you again, Bill. And I am truly excited about this partnership, and I can't wait to see. I think this will be a game changer for the joint customers of ServiceNow, Twilio, and really improving the track record of digital transformation. So as you know, though, we've been talking about all these digital channels, right? But there's one channel in particular that's always played a huge role in how people communicate, and that is voice. So to talk more about where we're taking our voice world, I'd like to introduce Al Cook, the Vice President and General Manager of Artificial Intelligence here at Twilio, to talk about where we're going with our voice product. Al, come on up.
Thanks, Jeff. You know, voice was the very first Twilio product that we launched. It was the very first Twilio product that I worked on when I joined Twilio 8 years ago. And every year, we send or receive over 36 billion voice minutes in the cloud. But here's what I've seen about voice. In the last decade, the way we've used it has changed dramatically. Of course, it used to be that voice was the default. But now, most voice calls between companies and customers fit into one of two categories. Either it's very tactical conversations that you wish you had less of, or it's the most high-value, most critical conversations that you wish you had more of. Now, for those tactical conversations, the IVR has always been the preferred way of handling them. But I talk with companies all the time who tell me that they're still on on-prem solutions. They've got all these old voice XML scripts that are difficult to migrate. And that's why we are announcing a new program today, Twilio IVR Now. The features and the help you need to bring your voice XML to Twilio. Your IVR will become elastic, dynamic, and much easier to manage. And once you've done that, you can focus on the high-value conversations, the calls you want to have, the calls you want to have more of, what you want to amplify. And I want to introduce to you today a totally new form of automation. We see a massive opportunity for businesses to be more responsive, more proactive, by automating their business processes based on what customers are saying. Not just improving the outcome of an individual call, but improving the performance of the entire business based on the trends of what is happening across all your calls, by turning voice into data and data into meaning. So you can have data-driven processes, so you can be data-driven businesses. Once all of your calls are data, you can take actions to improve lead attribution, improve marketing targeting, and cut down on compliance risks automatically, all based on the content of what is said and done by your customers. But the problem is products available today don't really understand your business. They don't give you the accuracy you need. They use someone else's machine learning model trained on someone else's data. And they don't give you the outcome you need. They just give you analytics, another report, another chart, another PDF. The folks I talk to don't need more reports. They want action. But your only other option today is to build it yourself from scratch, which means you need an army of machine learning engineers specialized in speech and natural language understanding, and another army of data acquisition experts. It takes years. It's taken us years. Our approach is different. At Twilio, we believe that with powerful building blocks customized to your domain and your business, you can get results that no general purpose app will get. And we've taken the same approach here. And that is why I am so excited to share with you today a truly landmark new platform at the intersection of conversations and automation, Twilio Intelligence for Voice. Twilio Intelligence is the first automation platform that is driven by conversations. We don't just provide generic capabilities. With Twilio Intelligence, we provide you your own speech transcription engine, your own language understanding capabilities, specialized to you, molded to your business. And it all starts with transcription. Now, you all know that voice transcription is a hard thing to do well. So to get a transcription service that was high enough accuracy and low enough cost to run across every customer interaction, we built it from the ground up. And we labeled it with the type of data, the type of calls that we see on our platform to get great accuracy, higher than 90% to start with, and it just gets higher. It's included as part of Twilio Intelligence, or you can use it as a standalone API. It works even if you have a very confused American, Australian, British hybrid accent, like mine. Then on top of our insanely accurate transcription is the intelligence. We want you to be able to assemble intelligence that's relevant to your business, building blocks. And these are what we call language operators. Language operators constantly analyze every conversation, sifting through and making sense of all of the different ways people can refer to the same thing. You train them based on your business with concepts like your most common product objections, your compliance risks, your key business issues. And they find the signals that you're looking for and turn them into events that all developers can use. And then by combining operators together, you can unlock actions. With Twilio Intelligence, you can understand your voice calls and your business in a composable way. And so far, we have seen impressive results with our Twilio Intelligence pilot customers. One, use Twilio Intelligence to improve their lead attribution and optimize their campaigns. And in doing so, improved their operating margin by 20 percentage points. 20 percentage points. We want you to join us in this journey. We want you to have everything you need to take part in the paradigm shift that is happening around us. And we're starting today with the most valuable channel, voice. And man, I'm dying to show this to you live. Let me bring on stage two long-time Twilions who I have the pleasure of working with every single day on Twilio Intelligence. Serena Wales, engineering manager, and Umair Akil, distinguished engineer. Umair is going to play the part of our agent, and Serena is going to be our customer. Now, for the purposes of this demo, we're going to be talking about Owl Bank. But this could just as easily be Bank of America, Deutsche Bank, or the Nintendo eShop. Now, as you know, every day our bank is thinking about ways to grow market share, grow revenue. How do they get ahead of their rival, Eagle Bank? And we suggested they try Twilio Intelligence. Now, you can immediately search through all of the content of all your voice calls. So let's search for our competitor, Eagle Bank. Now, straight away, I can already see that Eagle Bank is often referred to in relation to some sort of phrase about interest rates. But let's click in on one and check. Now we can see the full transcript and all of the language intelligence that was detected, like in this case, redacting personal information. Let's go ahead and play that mention of Eagle Bank.
That is way too high. I mean, Eagle Bank actually gave me a much better rate than 4.5%.
Okay, so we can see here it is the interest rate that's the issue, but we also saw in the previous screen that there's so many different ways of saying something that means interest rate. This is a great application of machine learning, and it is exactly the problem that language operators in Twilio Intelligence solve. So for our bank, we did just that. We created a language operator to detect whenever someone objects to the offered rates in their business. We can see that in all of the different ways people talk about that. So we've figured out the problem, but intelligence is not just about insight, it's about automating better business outcomes. We don't stop at insight, it's all about the action, the results from it. So let's proactively do something about this issue. The workflow for your automation logic in Twilio Intelligence is Studio. And we have one here with our logic built out already. All of the complexity of what it takes to understand human language packaged into language operators and available in Studio. So your automation flows don't need to worry about it. Now, you'd probably want to pump through segments so you can link it to changing your ad spend or changing your targeting or into personalized campaigns. But to keep this demo somewhat simple, let's keep deals at risk alive by continuing the conversation over messaging. And that's what that Studio flow does. So now let's make a call. We have an outbound call queued up in Flex waiting for our agent Umair to make. That call will come in to Serena on their mobile phone. There we go.
Someone's calling. Hey, this is Serena.
Hi, this is Umair calling from Owl Bank. Do you have a minute?
No, sorry, now's not a good time. Thanks for calling me back, though. I wanted to let you know that I'm thinking of going with Eagle Bank instead. They're just giving me a better rate. But let's talk later. Thanks.
So now the call is completed. Twilio Intelligence is transcribing the call. It's running those language operators that we've deployed, and it's running the automation logic that we configured in Studio. And those language operators are detecting, and you see, boom, it picks up exactly the phrase that Serena said. It matched it to the exact intent that it is an interest rate objection. It picked up Eagle Bank, not from keywords, from machine learning. We learn the meaning of a conversation, and we've taken action automatically to improve our conversion. Now, this was one call. Take this and multiply it by millions of interactions, where every advantage adds up, where instead of simply sending a text to improve Serena's conversion, you use the signals from Twilio Intelligence to customize marketing campaigns against Eagle Bank. This can be transformative. And now, of course, Serena can respond to that text, and we continue that conversation in Flex, in one persistent conversation with a customer. And that's just one example of many of what Twilio Intelligence can do for you. Thank you, Serena. Thank you, Umair. Twilio Intelligence for Voice is in pilot now. And for those who just want a high-accuracy, low-cost transcription service, Twilio Intelligence's transcription API is available in pilot now too, in US English. It's going into a broader private beta in early 2022, and we can't wait to see what you automate. Now, of course, one of the places in our customers have the most impact with this is in the contact center. 3 years ago today, I had the honor at Signal 2018 to be on stage and launch our own contact center product, TWILIO Flex. And Flex has always been near and dear to my heart. And I would love to share with you today how Allianz Direct is using Flex to drive digital transformation across every aspect of their business.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about who we are and why we're so excited to be on our journey with Twilio. Allianz Direct is a direct-to-the-customer insurance business of the Allianz Group. It's a global insurance and financial service company, and we're headquartered in Munich, Germany. I've been in the contact center space for over 15 years, and I joined Allianz Direct a few years ago to help them embark on a really big journey. For us, everything starts and ends with the customer. We want to make every single customer have an amazing experience, and that's embedded in our DNA, to be customer obsessed. Everything we do is with the customer in mind, and the customer always comes first. So with that in mind, in 2019, we embarked on a journey to build the future of insurance. We wanted to make insurance easy, simple, and incredibly efficient for our customers. We wanted to set a new standard in customer experience, and that meant deeply understanding our customers' changing needs, having a customer-first view, and innovating fast so we could strive to provide the best service to our customers every single day. And in just 300 days, we delivered one cross-European insurance platform. How did we do it? Well, as a customer-obsessed business, we really wanted something that was agile, more consistent, and would scale across European countries. So we asked ourselves, how are we going to make operations stand up to this very fast digital transformation? We adopted Flex and an agile way of working in order to do that. Transformation can be really scary, especially for agents. It means giving up traditional ways of doing things, traditional ways of working, and traditional ways of thinking about helping our customers. We had a very aggressive goal of launching in new European markets, and we knew that the old, more clunky systems that existed would make it really hard for us to work at a fast pace. So we decided to use Flex. It's a cloud-based, fully customizable, easy to use, and only took a handful of engineers to build it up. We started with the markets in Germany and Netherlands, and now we're fully live across 4 European countries, including Spain and Italy. That means we have over 700 agents using Flex. We also adopted a new agile way of working. This is with our agents, and it gives them a freedom to decide on a daily basis what they want to work on. We took that agile methodology and built Flex around it so our workers can come in when they want to come in, they can create the day for themselves, they take breaks when they need it, and evaluate how the day is going, and consistently shift to prioritize where they need to focus their energy. Our agents can be free and have the responsibility to look after our customers in a way that enables them to be customer obsessed. We're able to shift how we work in order to manage our outcomes and expectations rather than following processes and tracking minutes. It not only changed the experience for the customer, but for the agents themselves. Before working this way, we had an 11% sick leave. Now, we have a 4% sick leave. That's because our agents can choose the way they want to work. For example, imagine your voice hurts when you come into work that day. You can now choose to chat with our customers instead of taking phone calls. It's made so easy to have a seamless, continuous, knowledgeable conversation with each customer, and enables us to consistently deliver a better experience. When we first started this journey, I asked one of our agents, how do you manage your day job? He pulled up 22 screens. We reduced it down from 22 to 1. Now we have 1 screen for the entire customer conversation. Our transformation has really been about owning the customer experience. For us, it's not just about the metrics and goals, it's about being accountable to how to make that customer experience better. And thanks to all of that and Flex, Allianz Direct recently won the Gold Award from the European Contact Center and Customer Service Awards in the category of Most Effective Business Transformation Program in Customer Service. Our mantra this year is, the only constant is change. This industry and contact center space is changing incredibly fast, and we want to be at the forefront of that transformation. Flex is the right partner to help us do that. With Flex, we can customize the customer experience across every step of the customer journey. ensuring we're building the most memorable experiences and a deeper connection with our customers along the way. We're not just doing transformation for transformation's sake. We're doing it to truly build a human connection and in a digital world make our agents' lives easier along the way. Thanks so much for this partnership. We're thrilled to be on the journey with you, and we can't wait to see what we continue to build together.
Wow, I love that story. That is an example of the impact Flex has had since we first launched it 3 years ago. Now let's talk about where it's going over the next few years. To do that, please welcome Sateja Paralekar, Head of Contact Center Solutions. Sateja!
Thank you, Al. My name is Sateja Paralekar, and I lead our contact center solutions here at Twilio. Now, Twilio's always been known as a leader in digital communications, but we know that companies are constantly trying to move not just their communications, but their customer engagement to the cloud, because it's more efficient, it's more flexible, and it's faster, which is why we built Flex, our first engagement app. Flex is a digital-first contact center that brings all those channels together. It's completely customizable and gives you all the customer data that you need all in one place. And that's why companies all over the world, like Allianz Direct, Shopify, Red Ventures, and TripActions, are all using Flex to engage with their customers, and it's become our fastest growing product here at Twilio. Now, we've heard from our customers with legacy platforms, adding all of these channels and getting everything built and integrated is really hard. Why? Because legacy contact center platforms were built before channels like WhatsApp were even invented. And getting it all working together takes resources that a lot of companies don't have. But Twilio was born in the cloud, and Flex was built as a programmable platform. So even though Flex is already the leading choice for companies looking for a digital contact center platform, we wanted to change the game this year with the biggest leap in enabling companies to connect with their customers. And that's Flex One. Flex One is a single API that allows companies to add any channel, from messaging to chat, and now even email, with just a few lines of code. Let's take a look. So this is Flex. For those of you that are unfamiliar with Flex, it's completely customizable to fit your business. We've got customer data, transaction history, everything your teams need. And up here, we've got conversations coming from all different channels. Voice, of course, but also digital channels like messaging, chat, and social. So now with Flex One, you can add any one of these channels with just a few lines of code with one single API. Instantly, you can test out and deploy new channels like email. We hear from customers all the time that in their legacy systems, email is always siloed and takes months to integrate. And now it's just as easy to add as voice or messaging or chat. And what about WhatsApp? Well, we hear from you all the time that WhatsApp is so top of mind because it's such a global channel. So we've made it just as simple to add with Flex One. And just like that, you're able to test out and launch new channels instantly. And the beauty of Flex is that you can now have one conversation between the customer and your brand, no matter who gets pulled in. Another agent, a specialist, whoever. It's all one conversation in one thread, so everyone has complete context. No more asking customers to restate their problem when they're done, or when they're routed from one agent to another. It's all one conversation. So if you're one of the millions of companies that has been struggling to add those digital channels that your customers expect, Flex One makes it possible in just a few lines of code. And we've also heard loud and clear that some of you want to build out your digital contact center, but you just don't have the resources, and you're looking for more out-of-the-box capabilities. That's why we've been working with our amazing partners who brought their own expertise to the table to build a new category of plugins and custom solutions that we call Flextensions. And with Flextensions, you can get started with Flex right away. For example, Deloitte Digital is providing templated engagement solutions for insurance and banking built right on the Flex platform. And Waterfield Technologies has built an out-of-the-box contact center to give customers a foundation to start from. With all these new Flextensions, our partner ecosystem just keeps growing, giving you the ability to customize your digital contact center even more. So now we've got Flex One, a single API to enable all those digital channels all in one place, and Flextensions that help you get started even faster. You now have all the engagement tools to truly own your customer relationships. And one of the reasons we're passionate about digital here at Twilio isn't just because these channels help businesses connect with customers, but they also impact people's lives. This is true of an organization that's near and dear to our hearts here at Twilio, the TREVOR Project. The TREVOR Project has built a digital lifeline to serve the young LGBTQ community in times of crisis. I want you to know that this portion of the keynote contains some sensitive material that might be upsetting. We will talk about how the TREVOR Project works to prevent suicide within the LGBTQ community. I'm honored to welcome Amit Paley, CEO of the TREVOR Project.
Thank you so much for having me. It's not easy being a young LGBTQ person today. While in many ways progress has been made in the past couple decades in the United States, discrimination and bullying and stigma still persist. Then you compound that with all the tragedies taking place around the world and unprecedented awareness of all those tragedies via the internet. And you have so many young people who are suffering with mental health challenges that feel heavier than you might imagine. And sadly, many of them are suffering in silence. I've had a unique window into some of those challenges because before I became the CEO of the TREVOR Project, I spent 6 years talking to young people on the TREVOR Lifeline as a volunteer counselor. And overwhelmingly, the theme I encountered was a deep desire to live their truths and to be accepted for who they are. And while there are loving and accepting families out there, including my own, you would be alarmed to know how many LGBTQ young people are living right now in fear of rejection, feeling alone, and living without hope. According to our research, 42% of LGBTQ young people in the United States seriously consider suicide every year, including more than half of transgender and non-binary young people. And while that number is sobering and illustrates the urgent need for resources like ours at the TREVOR Project, there are also so many inspiring and uplifting stories of LGBTQ young people who show immense power and resilience in the face of immeasurable adversity. I still take crisis calls to this day, and I can't overstate how moved I am by the strength and the spirit of today's young people. At the TREVOR Project, we are focused on providing a critical support system for our community and preventing suicide. In these moments of crisis, speed is critical. We realized that our previous tech platform for TREVOR Tech Service was not giving us the speed we needed to reach enough young people in time. We needed to reduce delays in our digital conversations with young people and find a way to prioritize those that are at highest risk. At the same time, given the sensitive nature of our work, we couldn't have speed without reliability. Messages that are lost could have devastating consequences. We learned about Twilio through twilio.org's Crisis Response and Prevention Initiative that brought together leaders across the crisis response spectrum. And after more exploration, our developers decided that we should test out moving our text line to Twilio. Our team built an automated system that asks a few key questions to folks who text in. Then we run answers to a machine learning model, score the highest risk, and prioritize those with the most urgent needs to the front of the line for our crisis counselors. When we switched our TREVOR Tech service to Twilio, The results were remarkable. Given the speed and reliability of the platform, we were able to trim 10 seconds off of each interaction, which resulted in an overall improvement of 10 minutes faster per text conversation coming in. That means that every single person we talk to is getting the help they need faster. The builder-friendly API made it easy for us to integrate our machine learning models for triaging. And given the success of the program, we are actively working on moving other parts of our helplines, including web chat, over to TWILIO Flex. TWILIO Flex will give us the opportunity to serve more young people at once, build a consistent experience for our volunteers and crisis counselors, and empower our community to support from wherever they are remotely. Today's conference is about customer engagement. But right now, I want you to think about that customer as a young person struggling with their identity. The TREVOR Project is the world's largest suicide prevention and mental health organization doing this work, but we know that so much more needs to be done. There are more than 1.8 million LGBTQ young people who seriously consider suicide every year in the United States alone, and tens of millions more around the globe. That is why we are so invested in leveraging technology to scale and reach every single young person who needs us, to let them know that they are beautiful the way that they are, that they are deserving of love and respect, and most importantly, that they are never alone.
Thank you, Amit. We are so honored that we can be a small part of the journey supporting the LGBTQ community. Communications is critical in overcoming the biggest challenges of our society, and technology can be a multiplier in our ability to have these human conversations and deeply impact people's lives. This is the power of TWILIO. This is the power of communications. It unlocks conversations and human engagement. I started this keynote introducing you to the TWILIO Customer Engagement Platform, which allows you to first communicate with customers and second, understand customers. Now, we talked a lot today about how you can communicate on all the digital channels and with modern engagement apps like Flex. And now I want to talk about understanding your customers. Because when you truly understand your customers, that's when you unlock your ability to deliver personalized engagement. That's why we added Segment, the #1 customer data platform to the Twilio family. So you can have real-time data to personalize the experience for each and every customer. And there's no better way to hear about the power of real-time data than from a customer who's doing it well. So I am thrilled to welcome the Chief Technology Officer of Intuit, Mariana Tessel. Mariana!
Over here.
Oh, you're back there. Okay, hold on. I'll be right there. Mariana, here you are. Oh, it's so great to have you here at Signal today.
Hi, Jeff.
Today we're talking at Signal about how every company is having to become a digital-first company if you want to compete in this digital economy. And that is the journey that Intuit has been on now for many years, becoming, transitioning from where Intuit started several decades ago now to becoming a digital-first company. So can you just start by telling us a bit about Intuit?
Absolutely. Our mission, let me start there, is to power prosperity around the world. Our customers are consumers, self-employed, and small businesses, and they have many, many challenges. And small businesses, they want to make sure they get customers, they get paid, they get capital. So lots that they're facing. We have over 100 million customers.
Wow.
I know, and our flagship products, you probably know well, TurboTax, QuickBooks, Mint, and Credit Karma. I just want to share with you that 50% of small businesses never make it in the first 5 years. And actually, Americans have over 14 trillion in debt, and over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So it's a really big problem, and we're very passionate about our mission.
It is such a good mission to be passionate about, because helping to power prosperity for so many people, I mean, that is life-changing for individuals, for small businesses. To be successful financially is a prerequisite for so many other things. What an amazing mission. As you become a digital business, pretty quickly you realize you can't just stand up a digital asset and call it a day. The great digital companies personalize those services, and that requires data. At Intuit, how are you building the data substrate to be able to understand your customers and personalize?
Yeah, no, you're so right. Technology changed so much, and consumer expectation completely changed as well. They want products that are sophisticated yet simple and very much personalized. And their expectation of that personalized interaction, it starts from day zero all the way. So from the marketing interaction to the sales interaction to when they use the product. And as you mentioned, personalization is very data hungry. What we're doing is to make sure we understand how data, where we collect the data, how it flows, how we make it available, and how we turn it into meaningful interactions with customers. So very much all about data, all about personalization, all about real time, every step of the way.
Fantastic. And you've been a long-time Segment customer as well, helping to take that data from all the places where it exists and turn it into those real-time insights and actions. So tell us, how do you use Segment?
Segment is a big part of what we do, especially kind of on the marketing side. But let me first start with tell you a little bit about our strategy, which is to become an AI-driven expert platform, a combination of technology and people. And when we say expert, we actually mean expert, like in TurboTax Live, people that we can bring online to help you.
Tax experts.
Absolutely. The point of all of this is personalization takes a lot of forms and a lot of interactions. With all of that, we need to understand actually how customers are moving throughout our products, what are they doing, how they're doing it. So we want to be there with them. And we use Segment to collect clickstream data to make sure we understand what customers are doing. And we have many products. So we want to make sure that when we surface the products for our users, we surface the right product at the right time. More specifically, I want to give you an example of how we actually use Segment. We actually created 450 different audience for this last tax season. Wow. And as a result, we've seen an increase of engagement from 20% to 50%.
Whoa, 20 to 50% engagement because you targeted those messages well?
Exactly.
That's amazing, but it also makes a ton of sense, right? If you're blasting the same message out to millions and millions of people who are at very different places in their journey, what do you think is gonna happen? That is absolutely amazing. Congratulations.
Absolutely, not to mention that you just gotta annoy them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you just blast everyone with an annoying message, what happens? They unsubscribe, and then, if you lose your voice to talk to your customer, well, that's the first step towards losing your customer.
Absolutely, you wanna use the messages to help your customers, not to annoy them, and that's what we're after.
So obviously the job of a CTO is never done. The job of engaging customers and being a great digital first company is never done. What's next for you and on the roadmap for Intuit?
The first thing is real time. The importance of real-time data is just becoming clearer and clearer and clearer. Even a data that is 10 minutes old is obsolete. So we want to make sure that...
Can't do the nightly loading.
No more batches.
Sunday night batch. Yeah, that doesn't work anymore.
Right. So we've been moving more and more to real-time data, to what we call data on the move, making sure that data is always there and data is available real-time for what we need. The second thing is first-party data. As The privacy landscape has been evolving at different companies in the industry doing different things. We obviously understanding that we need to rely more and more on first-party data, on making sure that there's the right privacy and consent that goes with it, and that we can, again, turn it to the right actions. The last thing that I want to make sure I bring up is this idea of the connectivity of their interactions. And I just want to give you one example where in the past, we might say, you know, I'm sending notifications. Right now, we are personalizing, so I'm sending a personalized notification for me. And then I follow up as needed if this is something critical to make sure I present the next action or reminder.
What about replying to those notifications?
Exactly.
I like that one. Very cool. All of those things, connecting the journey, using the data that you know about the customer. I mean, these are all the things that the great digital companies are doing to build a better relationship and ultimately build a stronger business with their customers. That makes a ton of sense. You know, I should probably get back down to the stage, but I can't thank you enough. It is great hearing about Intuit. Congratulations on all you've built.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here, and thanks for your help and partnership day today.
Awesome. All right. Everybody, Mariana Tessel, thank you so much. All right, I gotta get back to the stage. I'll see you later.
Oh, whew. Oh, thank you so much, Mariana. It is amazing to hear about the power of real-time data and how it's enabled Intuit to personalize the financial journey for millions and millions of their customers. Now, I'd like to bring up Peter Reinhardt, the co-founder and general manager of TWILIO Segment, to tell us more about Segment and a brand new, really exciting product we've built on top of it. Peter!
Alrighty, thank you, Jeff. Hi, I'm Peter, and I'm co-founder and GM of TWILIO Segment, and it's great to be here today with all of you. And almost a year ago, we joined the TWILIO family, and exactly, and I want to tell you why. So TWILIO is known for being the #1 communications platform, helping you connect with your customers on any digital channel so that you can build better experiences. But what happens when you also have real-time data about each and every one of your customers? What they're buying, who they're talking to, what they're clicking on. It makes your engagement much more personalized. And by joining forces with TWILIO, we can better serve you and your business with the world's best customer engagement platform. So what exactly are we doing at Segment? Well, for years, Segment has provided tens of thousands of companies with the data foundation that they need to put their customers at the heart of every action. And for most of you sitting here today, you've got data all over the place, in Salesforce, in Marketo, in Zendesk, in 20 different places. And that makes it hard to have one universal, real-time view of your customer, unless you have Segment. And Segment allows you to stitch together customer data into any system, which means you can now personalize every single customer conversation in real time. And you heard from Intuit earlier, and Procter & Gamble is another great example. Years ago, Murat Genç, who's the global head of digital strategy from Procter & Gamble, came to us because he had a huge challenge. So get this, he needed to understand his 4.5 billion, with a B, consumers across 60+ brands. But the data was scattered everywhere, and there was no way that he could do this in real time. So we talked a few weeks ago, and he told me some stories about his time leading P&G's digital transformation program. And it was clear that he was at the absolute vanguard of using real-time data and understanding its value in driving great customer engagement. And so I asked him what his thoughts were on the future of personalization and customer engagement going forward. And here's what he said.
We are approaching technology innovation with a consumer-first mindset. We are using data and advanced technologies to drive omni-channel experiences with our consumers. We are using algorithms to improve the way we are personalizing those experiences. We are using closed-loop feedback from consumer insights into product innovation. And in order to enable all these examples, we have created a new omni-channel technology architecture, and we called it Consumer 360, as you know. And it's simply our data platforms, our applications for one-to-one marketing and e-commerce. It's our data analytics capabilities. And we have built it in a cloud-native microservices approach, and we integrated select SaaS components such as Segment for speed to value. It was really fast-paced. We have expanded Consumer 360 around the world to more than 150 top country and brand combinations. And this was a work of our multifunctional teams from Singapore to Guangzhou and from Warsaw to Cincinnati, as well as the support from our partners such as Segment, Google Cloud, and Accenture.
It's amazing to see how P&G began building such a world-class, real-time customer data infrastructure. And the digital giants have figured out that the key to winning today is personalization. And as a customer, I definitely appreciate that personalization. You know, for example, a year back, I had a great experience with Amazon support when I called to return a couch. See, couch is a little awkward, so you got to call. Okay, so I've been a voracious reader all my life, but then I had 2 kids. So I'm not quite reading at the same pace that I used to. And what surprised me on this call was that the rep said, "I noticed you haven't used your Kindle Unlimited subscription recently. Would you like me to cancel it and refund you all the way back to the last time that you used it?" It was shocking. The conversation made me feel like she knew me. And of course, I took the offer. And this is amazing because they have customer data at the fingertips not only of their support reps, but in their email marketing and their product recommendations, on their websites, everywhere. And it shows. And what Amazon has built is actually a growth engine, where you start with the data first and then build campaigns around it. They don't have marketing clouds. Their growth engine lets them track and use every interaction with a customer to deliver amazing experiences across every channel. And we hear again and again and again from our marketing customers that this is something that they would like to do, that they're hungry to personalize every customer interaction. But it's incredibly hard. Most companies are stuck with really frustrating tools that only let them personalize like this. "Hi, first name." And it's brutal. And when we talk to these companies, we find their legacy marketing clouds are built campaign down rather than data up. And they've got sexy, whiz-bang content editors, but they all suffer from the same foundational data problems. And the first of those data problems is messy data. For every campaign you run, you've got to ping your data team to get that CSV or report or run a query to get the data that you need to target the right customers. And this could take weeks. The second problem is limited channels. If you need to do anything across multiple channels, you're faced with horrible integrations and clunky workarounds to send messages on each new channel. And sometimes you're just stuck with email. Third, you have unclear ROI. Identifying successful campaigns is nearly impossible because the data from each channel lives in its own silo. So it's like throwing a bunch of marketing spaghetti at the wall just to see what sticks. By the way, did you notice that all of these problems stem from data? You're not alone. Netflix, Amazon, Google, and Facebook all have the same insight at their core, which is that well-architected data infrastructure is how they are creating and nurturing customer relationships, and that is the silver bullet. So at Twilio Segment, we asked ourselves a simple question. What if we reimagined digital marketing, just like the digital giants and Procter & Gamble, as a data-up growth platform instead of a campaign-down marketing cloud? So what if there was a product that allowed you to personalize every single customer interaction and do it all in real time? And this is what we call growth automation. And growth automation is about using data to fine-tune in real time across the entire customer journey. These are no longer what ifs. We've built this silver bullet, the real-time personalization, the automation, the data infrastructure, and we're making it available to you. So we're now ready to unveil Twilio Engage, our complete, integrated, and extensible growth platform built natively on Segment's CDP and built natively on Twilio's communications platform. And Twilio Engage is available in pilot today and general availability in Q1. So Twilio Engage gives you the out-of-the-box functionality of a marketing cloud, the connectivity and data of a customer data platform, and the extensibility for developers to build for any use case. And Twilio Engage is built data up on Segment's well-architected data infrastructure, so you can create digital relationships across all channels in real time. So let's take a look.
Nice to meet ya. I got something that I like to teach ya. I've been dripping that magic sauce, and they be staring like, who's the boss? Bonjour, hola, konnichiwa. The time is now, don't turn it down. I got a feeling that you got a feeling that this is gonna be big. Say hello to the world winner. I'm the queen of them all. Say hello, I'm a key feature. I'm the best of them all. Hot like a butterfly, sweet, gonna make it hot.
Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. So we want to help marketers achieve their ultimate goal, which is strong customer relationships. And with this new growth automation platform, you'll be able to move at the speed of your ambition. So let's see how it works. Now, if I was going to show you a marketing cloud, I would start with some campaigns and campaign journeys, and I'd give you some really flashy razzle-dazzle UI demos. But with a growth automation platform, we start data up. And on top of this data, you can create self-service, real-time audiences where behaviors and traits across all of a customer's interactions are aggregated into a single customer view. So let's take our customer Russell, for example. And look at all the first-party data we have about Russell. Boy, he runs a lot. And this data is the foundation. No need to loop in your data team or submit a request to populate Russell. I have a universal view of Russell and all of his preferences. And that means with Twilio Engage, you can build and iterate more intelligent lifecycle campaigns on your own. And leveraging our best-in-class communications APIs, you can quickly send relevant, timely messages. So when Russell finishes his third marathon, we send him a text that it's probably time to replace his running shoes. And also, with our developer toolkit, you get the building blocks to build what you need for your unique use case without all the clunky workarounds. You can orchestrate across all channels, ads, emails, SMS, and our Twilio Engage Campaign Central will show robust conversion data across channels so you can understand the full ROI story. And of course, we still do the flashy UI, so you can map the campaign journey, but that's not the hard part. The hard part is getting the data right. And you have to have the right data architecture in place every time your customer engages with your business. Their customer profile updates in real time. You get to know them better, you can serve them better. Everything becomes instantly personal to them. And then you do it at scale, because now it's available out of the box. And this is the power of data up. Twilio Engage is the world's first growth automation platform, and it is built natively on Twilio's leading communications platform and natively on Twilio Segment, the world's #1 CDP. And with Twilio And with Twilio Engage launching today, you can build customer relationships in real time across any channel. And so marketers, we can't wait to see what you build. And back to you, Jeff.
Peter! Let's hear it one more time for Twilio Engage. Our data-up approach, built on the #1 CDP, Segment. Now, this is just what the modern digital giants are doing, and now you can do it too. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what you build. With the Twilio engagement platform, you can connect with your customers on all the digital channels that they prefer. You can empower your sales and service teams to better serve your customers with modern engagement apps like Flex, Frontline, and now Engage, and give your marketers a better understanding of your customers with real-time personalization. Now you can own your data, own your relationship, and ultimately own your future, starting today. We can't wait to see what you build. Now, speaking of building, I got one more thing to do before we retire today. I got to put on my trusty coding gloves. Now, thank you, everybody, for coming today. Thank you to our in-person audience. Thank you to everybody who is watching on the live stream. I hope you really enjoyed today. This is just the start. Have an amazing day today here at Signal, and we will see you tomorrow.
절대적 룰을 지켜 내 손을 놓지 마라 결속은 나의